Hopefully this works, because I have been trying to film for a month fucking straight, and every time I do, catastrophe. And I had to take it as a sign to shut my fucking mouth and go do the work. Welcome back to the Rook podcast, Moon Muffins. I want to formally apologize for the inconsistency on all of my platforms for the past few months. It's been a lot, and I thought I would talk about it because it's all been divine timing. It's all been demonic intervention. When you are doing all of the work that you said you were going to do when you make a pact with demons. And this video was very not planned and it's very informal. And I'm working behind the scenes on more formal content for you, which has been why it's been taking so fucking long. And I've learned some lessons from the Infernals regarding my mentality toward all of my goals. I can't mention other platforms on those platforms. TikTok and Instagram. I'm in jail right now. And it's been frustrating because I've been trying to build content. I've got a billion ideas and a lot of things that I do. I do all this shit every day. I'm a witch and occultist every single day. I'm a homesteader every day. And I am isolated here in a foreign country. Everything that I said that I'm going to do, I've been working on just relentlessly, to the point of exhaustion, to the point of frustration, to the point of self-doubt, to the point of fucking self-hatred, to the point of just losing control. Having conflict with my spouse, not over it, but because I'm not dealing with my own shit, it has nothing to do with my projects or anything like that. I'm talking about this because I get a lot of questions about people who want to level themselves up and with Infernals. I am not here to recruit people to the satanic army. I am aligned with fallen angels because I feel that's always been my alliance. I feel comfortably uncomfortable. And it's the only time in my life I've ever actually felt sanctity and safety. And that's part of a personal problem for me, and a lot of it's nature and nurture. And they will rip you apart. They will tear you to your core. And they will purge all that shit out. There's never going to be complete healing. I want people to understand that. Maybe for you. But Azazel, when I first started to really bond with him a few years back, I had an experience where he put a black and blue flame in my heart, and I felt like I had broken heart syndrome, and I was diagnosed with that. It's a temporary thing. I felt it. I felt like this huge, cold, heavy, I guess it was scary. This stuff can be scary, whether it's psychological and or external, which I believe is external at this point. And it's okay if you don't, because that's the lesser plausibility, and I am hyper-focused on the lesser plausibility with the understanding that that greater plausibility door should stay open. It should be cracked open a little. Ever since then, I have been told that you will always have 10% of pain in your heart because that is the internal flame that'll fuel you. This is life. It's complex. In order for, in cooking to have complex flavors, you have to ferment things. You have to rot things sometimes. You have to preserve things. And it changes and it makes it better. You cure things that way. And the physical metaphors really parallel with the spiritual ones. And these demons have showed me that. So for people who say that, this is evil, that's Abrahamic structures that are set into place. Those are real estate agencies that have been in business for thousands of years. I'm not in any place to have people confront their own belief systems. I know too fucking much and I say too much, and I've had this conversation with Belial because I was in a plateau for a while. And I was like, I think I'm talking too much and I'm eating too much. I need to shut the fuck up and get to work. Because every time I try to do a project for you guys for Kitchen Occultist on any of the platforms, literally everything you can think about started falling apart. When my kids would get a scraped knee, the fucking thing would break, a window would break, this would break, everything fell apart. There's traffic, there's noise, there's fucking airplanes and helicopters and fucking bombs in the background. I'm just like, can I just do my work? I need to help provide for my family. I want to build something for my family. My husband, I got a partner who doesn't want me to lift a finger, and I'm like, no, I'm going to make sure that that I care. I don't want to just settle for circumstances in life. And sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to accept the lessons that get involved with your, finances being a bit tighter than you're used to, and you feel entitled because you fucking work hard. Everybody deserves that, and we're going to get into that deep state shit in a further episode. I am organizing my notes and photo shoot and all of this shit for that. I lost a lot in the past few months regarding wanting to be able to film for you guys. And I'm talking about it so I can show you how demons work. I have a microphone that's taped onto my phone right now. My computer died. My husband's laptop fucking died. Any means to edit and do things, crazy. Was gonna make a fucking potato recipe. There was a potato shortage. I'm not kidding. We had so many food shortages and all kinds of shit. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Does that mean that the demons made that potato shortage happen in all of Australia so Amber doesn't do? No, it means they synchronized my stupid ass with that to happen so I can learn a lesson to shut the fuck up and do some work and not just feel the need to share so much, because I've got so much knowledge. I've been doing this shit for years. And I feel pathetic for it sometimes because I don't have a social life. I have a very, very small social life, and I have since I lived here in Australia. And in all honesty, it's not good to be isolated, but sometimes that's what it takes when you gotta hit rock bottom and you say, I gotta work on myself. And every time I level up, people start getting all bitter or weird or chirping in your ear or starting to fight. Fuck them. You're gonna be lonely for a bit. And it's temporary. You'll attract your people, but right now you might not have those people because you're fucking feeling different and all this shit. So get to work, they tell me. I'm not telling you. I'm sharing my experience. I don't care what you do. If you want to just chill in life, that's what you're here for. I'm not. I have all this fucking shit that I gotta get out, and it's driving me fucking to the point of madness. And you know how you balance that out? You go exercise. Everything started to crumble. And this happened even before I moved to this homestead. I got a 1/4 acre. I'm renting. Now I'm working toward to make money here, and I'm saving for property. And people, I get frustrated because people ask, how do I do it? What spell do I use to manifest that? Your rituals and your spells are to help align your mentality to do what you need to do. Yes, I manifested a really cool place in an economic crisis. I lost my last place because of the housing crisis here. They wanted me to pay $600 fucking extra under the table just to help the shareholders out and the investment property owners. And we had to get the government legal backing to help us find a place because there was no places. Every real estate agency was denying tenants because they're waiting for the interest rates to go up again at whatever month. Then they'll rent to you. So we were stuck. I was we were going to stay in a hotel and just put everything in storage because we were like, what the fuck? My car broke down. I don't have a car right now. They put you through the ringer. And guess what? A lot has changed for us walking around in our environment. A lot has changed for us, our mentality being outside more often and having more of a structured routine because we have no choice to in order to survive, in order to thrive. Okay, I'm not doom and gloom, but if you really think that, whoever we vote for is going to change, look around. It's not going to happen. And you got to make your own fucking reality happen as a result. And the beautiful part about the world falling apart at the moment is most of the people feel like they can't. So you can. And it's going to take a long time. We have been systematically programmed to want instantaneous results, and then we don't get them, and then we get fucking depressed about it and we get frozen. Me too. I'm not better than anybody. And I'm not trying to dilute myself either to make everybody feel fucking inclusive when I see the nonsensical shit in our society and people are stuck in their mental cages fighting over dumb shit when there's big shit going on, but they don't want to address that because those people are telling me that they agree with my social shit. And the demons will just take you out of that. Belial will pull you out of that and say, this is why you feel like you need fucking validation for your sexuality or for whatever issue or for your weight or for your this or for that. It's a reality. And it's hard for people like myself to relate to that. I'm just always invalidated. And I've been used to that. I'm not going to get into it. you got to be okay with that on this path, in my opinion. I get a lot of messages from people wanting to know how to get rich. How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I get a demon to like me? Be transparent and put in the fucking work. I'm working on a ritual because I meet with Mammon every single year. It's always around the same time. This year it hasn't been at the same time, but his energy tapped me on the shoulder. It's like in April every year. It just happens. I don't even think about it. But I have been putting it off because I'm busy. I got to do this. And now it's like, okay, we're going to do something really cool for Kitchen Occultists. I got the idea. I finally figured out how to organize it. I've got the finances to support it. I'm getting this, everything is coming together. And it takes just stepping the fuck away from yourself for a bit and not overexhausting yourself like I was. They'll put you through it and then they'll tell you to rest. You better rest. Azazel will tell you to rest. I recommend resting because he'll make it so exhausting that you'll have no choice but to say, fuck, I'm breaking here. When you're pulling 15-hour days and you're trying to be the village and you're trying to do this, you gotta fucking be human. And I put a lot of pressure on myself and I'm barely learning how to balance that pressure out so it's actually productive, but also lax, like enjoy life. Fuck, man, I've got a 1/4 acre lot here in a very quiet, private area, and I don't have a lot of like neighbors, and I don't have a lot of drama. I have no drama in my life besides me. I'm the fucking issue. And I had to rest, and then I had to get organized, and I had to manufacture my own discomfort. And I do that with my spiritual practice. I do blindfold meditations with Azazel. I did one yesterday, and it was really intense. And I was in a lot of pain, and I didn't have medicine for that pain, and I am a chronic pain patient. Do not do this. This isn't needed. My chronic pain condition isn't degenerative, and I am the one that tries to expand being able to handle that slowly, and it's helped me over the past 5 years. I couldn't get out of bed at one point, and now I'm fucking doing kickboxing and gardening and running around with my 5 and 4-year-old in my early 40s. So it works. The magic isn't the demon sprinkles and it's evil and oh no, this is forbidden knowledge because these Abrahamic structures that are set up in place for fucking real estate, because that's why Palestine's getting bombed, is because there's gas there. There's lithium in some of those parts. That's what it is. That's all it is. And then the religious control, you get a bunch of radical people that do the complete fucking opposite to what they say their God wants, but in reality their God is a war god. And I just feel the need to be transparent about that, because for one, you don't want to gatekeep this, like, oh, you ain't fucking tough enough for this path. Go fuck off. Those people can fuck themselves too. I don't care if I'm hated by everybody. I don't need to be liked. I'm in the gray area because I literally don't fucking care. I don't fit in and I don't want to, and I don't need to be unique either. Like, it just doesn't matter. We're gonna die in a few fucking decades. Some of us sooner, some of us later. We're here to have our own experiences. Make the most of it, but stop seeking comfort in the dark. You will find peace in the dark. You will find comfort. But you're also going to have to be uncomfortable, and a lot of us just don't want to do it, and it sucks because we're exhausted, and you're probably uncomfortable as it is. You're probably uncomfortable in your body, you're uncomfortable with your finances, you're uncomfortable with your spouse or your boss or whatever. So you got enough of that. The last thing you need is fucking to have discomfort in your sanctuary. That's where you expand, though. That is how we expand. Sorry, I'm going to smoke some pot. I don't know if YouTube's going to flag it, but I'll just edit it out. We're in 1984 deep speak. We can't do shit. We can't say shit anymore. And those of you who are on the radical liberal side, thank you, because now we don't have fucking freedom of speech. Those of you who are on the fucking ultra conservative side, thank you for being such dickheads that the fucking radical left felt the need to fucking start using buzzwords. And now the system is like, oh, good, we'll make it fucking even harder for everybody so you guys can fight over that and stay on your fucking platform. I want everybody to understand that I step back from all this shit, and it's Belial's energy within me. I've always felt that within me. Seeing how fucking stupid it is, And then you go and look in the mirror and you go, yeah, you too, you dumbass. You know, that's what it is. And you fix yourself not to be seen as like this, oh, I'm this great person. I am not. It's literally just doesn't matter. But if you want progress in your life, if you want success, you're going to have to work for it. Because when you don't work for it, there is a law of duality with that. Like people who win the lotto. I don't think I would be prepared for that because I'm not aligned with the mentality to have $100 million. And it's not about the dollars. It's about what it feels like to have access to that freedom and what you're going to do with those resources. And the more I have that mentality and I write things down and I manifest, shit will either come into my environment without me needing to try or worry about it, and I'll also get the means to have that money. And I fall short at times. We all do. We have it's a learning process. I don't just go, okay, do this, and do it every day, and it's gonna be fucking said and done. Yeah, it probably would. But reality is you get tired, you get sick, you get fucking depressed, all that stuff. You gotta just navigate it when those things happen. And you gotta be real with yourself. And when you're not real with yourself, come back to reality. I'm trying to articulate myself with this improv episode because I'm getting a lot of questions from you guys on multiple platforms asking, what are you doing? Because you're changing. Well, you seem like you got it figured out. I don't have shit figured out. I have transparency with the demons that I commune with. And some of them I have close alliances with. Some of them is more of an acquaintance sort of feeling. And some of them I just have no interest in ever fucking talking to. It really is up to the practitioner. There is going to be a little bit of unsettlement when you're coming into left-hand path work. I was already a witch for decades before and I had studied the occult, textbook and read the books to say that I read them. And, and now I'm feeling them and revising things and revisiting things and relearning the Bible too. I'm like doing it to find philosophy, not to weaponize it and not to look for help. It's a lot of work. And it's an everyday thing. And there are days you got to take time off too for yourself. Like the demons tell me I need to rest because I was just too hyper-focused on work. And Belial will tell you you're avoiding yourself by doing that. And the reason why you're trying to get so great at all the things that you're naturally decent at is because you want validation. I have a lot of obstacles in my path. And it's frustrating when you have people, not in my environment, but in the past, saying, you're never going to do that. You always say you're going to do that. I'm like, I've been working on it. I've been fucking working on it the entire time. You think this economy is like a blessing to people who work hard? It's not. You might think that it is, but it's not. So you have to just get better at being yourself. And you got to do it for different reasons, not for status, not for fucking this and that and to show off. You do it for yourself. And my journey, it has been amazing working with these demons and communing and just bonding with them. My energy binds with Belial's, and I don't want to say it's possession because that is very possible for people, and you need to understand I am putting in the physical work that's equivalent to the spiritual shit that I'm learning and experiencing too. That's how I ground. So you don't have to do the things that I'm doing, and what I'm doing is a cakewalk to people who are more advanced in different art forms and disciplines. I'm learning about discipline, and I have been for the past few years. Because my idea of discipline in the past was being committed to the things that you already enjoy doing, even when they're hard. I'm learning with Lord Azazel, you gotta do shit you fucking hate every day. And when you're not feeling it mentally, you need to get through the motions unless you're really feeling burnt out. And if you're feeling burnt out, get through the day and see how you feel tomorrow and be real with yourself. Because sometimes it is burnout. It is like I am really hitting a wall mentally. I need to rest my body, my mind, my spirit. I need to go watch movies and cartoons and like chill for a bit and take a break from dieting and you don't gotta binge, but eat some fucking stuffed crust pizza with your kids. It's okay. And also be real. Don't do it every day. You gotta find that balance. So for those who message me asking for help and asking how do I get money? How do I get, the gifts and this, you have to put in a lot of work from my understanding. And any like respected practitioner that I have seen on, YouTube, for instance, is doing the work. I don't know a lot of occultists because I'm just a noob in the community. I'm not doing that shit either. I want people to know, like, I don't need to be in a fucking little supper club and try to act like, oh, we're all better than everybody else. I see that shit and I'm like, fuck you. Don't even fucking message me trying to do that, because I've had a few people that are like bigger, nobody that you would think is genuine and dope. I mean, like, dumb people that you can tell are just fucking in it for the views and stupid shit, trying to get you to be, you know, I don't play that game. I'll tell you to fuck off. I won't speak for other people. I won't do your dirty work. I'm not gonna, if you have beef with other people, that's your own business. I don't get involved unless I absolutely need to. I'm doing my own thing. That's where I belong, just in my dark little corner, being fucking crazy and falling apart. But here's the good side to this. I feel a lot healthier. I took a month off. I got rest. I've been just exercising, doing my training and my meditation, and just chilling with the family. No gardening, just maintaining. Not a ton of cooking either. I feel decompressed. And I got clarity on some of my projects that were missing some pieces. Or missing finances, which has been a huge thing. I got clarity on the podcast because I really love what I do. I dedicate every little second to it in between being a mama and trying to survive all this shit. And I don't have help. I edit all of my own videos, and cooking tutorials take hours to edit too. And my bigger YouTube projects take like a month for me because I have to do so much other stuff. But I'm getting there. And I'm glad that I did all that work. But it's also something that I'm trying to balance out, to have empathy and compassion for people, because TikTok is a really fast-paced place, and it's instantaneous. The majority of people on that app that want information, they want quick magic, they want quick knowledge, they want quick success, they want quick recipes. I think quick recipes are fine because I like to see people cooking. I'm not like pretentious about that. I like seeing people try things and fail, and it might look goofy, but you did it and it was fun, and it takes time and practice. But it became so fucking entitled, and it became so unnecessary, and I wasn't feeling fulfilled. So I am going to be sharing recipes still. I'm not doing 3 to 5 videos a day on TikTok, and then 3 a day on Instagram, and then once a day on YouTube. That's what the algorithm wants. I am going to and am focusing on content that people will wait around for. So, sorry, I thought I heard a noise. I'm going to be packing my bowl. Look I'm sick of everything. I have a legal prescription and the right to do this. Azazel has helped me because yesterday, I don't smoke as much. I will take an edible, an oil, because it lasts longer. I was struggling with my ego yesterday because I don't want to feel that dependency. And it's not in an addiction way where some people struggle. Listen, this is a fucking platform where you can be free to talk about that if you feel open. There's no judgment. You start to slowly understand yourself, and you give yourself compassion. Azazel really put me through the ringer yesterday because I didn't want to take it. I feel very ashamed of that. And he really puts it into you, like your heart, into your mind. You're not limited because of your limitations. You can be limitless in other areas, but you don't need to be limitless to compensate for it. And I had this blind meditation with him. I do like a sensory deprivation sort of. He has me do that. I don't know if you guys do. But I was just going through some of my stances and my stretches, and I just felt the fluidity, and the pain helps you mentally expand, and you breathe with it, and it's like an egregore within you, and you learn more about yourself through it. It's a tool, it's a blessing and a curse. That's the hard part of demonolatry in my experience. It's not the scary dreams and the threats, and they're going to get you, they're going to take your children and pets away. It's not like that. It's, if you don't follow through the things that you know your soul is screaming for, you're going to haunt yourself. And you might not break those cycles you need if you got loved ones that need that done. just because you're bitching and sniveling that other people bestowed those cycles onto you. That's too fucking bad. You just do the best you can. Even being honest about it is breaking a cycle. You guys, don't think that you gotta have it figured out. Stop fucking listening to society sometimes, because everybody's fake as fuck these days. I'm serious. People will think, oh, you can just put the fucking, crack pipe down. I don't think people can. I think there's a lot of fucking horrific shit people go through and trauma, and the system makes it impossible for recovery. We don't have fucking mental health care for men. And suicide's fucking rampant. We don't have recovery like they do in Europe for drug addiction. We don't have free therapy. Like here you get 6 weeks of therapy. That was one reason. Therapy doesn't fix shit. You can get dumb therapists. Like I didn't go to therapy at all till I got here. I couldn't afford that shit. I was like, fuck, man, you get free shit here? I didn't come here for the freebies. I came here because I was in love with somebody, and I was fucking sick and tired of my life, and sick and tired of everybody in my fucking life not growing. And I realized that I was using that as an excuse to not grow. So when I talk about these things, I'm very part tie up your bootstrings and part have some fucking empathy and give somebody a goddamn hug. And if they're an asshole about it, you can smack them in the face, or you can just say, you know what, I tried. Because that's where I fail. When I'm nice to somebody and they're a complete dick, and you're like, you know what, fuck you then. Eye for a skull, tooth for a jaw, motherfucker. And Belial helps me a lot. So if people think, oh, the demon's gonna come in and possess you and make you do stupid shit, it's not like that. It literally took goddamn fallen angel to fucking smack me upside the head and say, listen, you silly bitch, you are doing this to yourself. You are not, you're not responsible for people's actions, but you are absolutely responsible for inserting yourself to either fucking instigate those actions in that area. You're responsible for how you react. You don't need to be perfect. You need to find a fucking balance when to stand your ground and when to shut the fuck up. And that's what I've been learning. And I have to have intensity so I can be in my soft girl era. Because you know what? When I get my fucking shadow work done and my workout and all these hard things, I get to rest. I come into the house after working out, because I have a garage or sometimes in here, and I look broken and disassociated. Because some days Azazel will put you through that. I work out to failure now, and I wasn't doing that at first. I was doing it sometimes, but he makes you wonder why you are afraid to go that extra mile when you're like, oh, I fucking already did fucking 10. Okay. No, he's like, God damn it, you can do it more. And you get mad, and you're it's like a primordial spirit, and you just fucking ravenously stuck in this goddamn body, in this weak mind, in a weakened mind. We're not weak, we're weakened. We're weakened because this soul-crushing fucking bullshit that's going on. And we have to break out of our own psychological prisons. And you can't exercise your way to it either. Because I see a lot of people, especially men, trying to exercise their way to mental health. It's an element. What Azazel's taught me is working out is the tool for mental clarity. But when you work out to make your body hot and good, that's fine. But you're not going to get it up here. You're still going to struggle with your ego. You're going to have blockages because of it. You're going to feel entitled because of it. You're going to feel entitled to people's energy. You're going to feel entitled to people's attraction. There's a lot of that shit. That's it. Don't need to do it for an audience. You don't need to do it for anything. You don't need to film about it. I don't need to film about any of this stuff. There was no pact. It's just something that feels really interesting to me. And I've had the most beautiful experiences and very scary ones and very boring ones on my path within the past 3 years alone. And this past year has been very, very intense. It's probably been the hardest. And it's starting to feel easy. And my issue with social media with this, because as a content creator, small-time creator, can you birds outside shut the fucketh uppeth, please? Thank you. Fuck, man. Anyways, I get too involved in getting angry at bullshit that I see online. I get fucking annoyed. I get too emotionally involved. I start getting annoyed when people want instantaneous big results without putting in any work. I get annoyed with that. Like, there was a person who was like, oh, my knees are all shot up, I don't know I can't work out. And I'm like, look, I'm in my 40s. I'm 40. I turned 40 earlier this year. And I had knee problems since high school. I've been taking fish oil for the past couple years, and I do collagen, I do bone broth. So, and I don't have to do, like, I just do something every day. You know, I do my fish oil every day. I take a supplement, and sometimes I have bone broth, or I've got like collagen protein things. You don't need to over fucking do it. Just kind of have it consistent. And this person was like, well, I don't like the fucking smell of fish oil, so what do I do about it? I'm like, don't smell it. What do you want? You want a fucking cotton candy flavored supplement now so you can not make an excuse not to fucking go for a walk? That's where I get angry. And that's partial truth, but it's also not my place. And it's also like Belial tells me I need to just step away. And I've had a lot of problems with that because I get too involved. I'm fucking not, I'm lowering myself to that level doing that. That's why I'm not growing. Because I am better than that shit. And so are you, for whatever resonates. I'm fucking petty. And I hate when people give misinformation, and it's annoying. I'm annoying. I'm fucking annoying. It's like, no, this is fucking wrong. You're sitting here scaring people and doing all this dumb shit. It's not even how it is. Or people who sensationalize demons or demonize them, it makes me really angry. I feel like offended, and it's not like my place to do that. Belial just kind of laughs, and his mannerisms, he's very like, I don't know how to say, he's very cool, but he'll just kind of smirk, and because I see him in my mind, I'll see him in front of me. I'm not schizophrenic. If I am, I don't care. It's fucking working for me. Like, fuck, man, I just don't care. But I'm in control of my beliefs. There's no intrusivity, like intrusive stuff going on. But I see him, and he'll just kind of smirk like, what are you getting fucking mad for? Who cares? So when it comes to like not giving a fuck, Belial reminds me quietly without, because I don't know if you guys have this with your spirit team. I don't have to speak in a language with him. I get like 2 paragraphs immediately. The energy, the signature, the like, and then we just talk that way. It's like astral travel. When you come across other spirits, when you are having astral projection or, you know, all these experiences, I don't have to talk in English or think in English to get my point across. You can get a whole fucking week's worth of information very instantly and understand it completely and understand what it means. And Belial does that, and he also talks and shows himself, but he reminds me of how fucking gaslit he's been. He is the most awful, according to biblical text. He has been the least awful, but he is fucking kind of awful because he's kind of perverted at times, and he says crazy fucking out-of-pocket shit, and I'm just like, Belial, my sense of humor is already getting me in trouble. I don't need this shit too. You know, like, because it is. When you're quick with your shit, and you see something crazy and you just think, and you just go, hey, I gotta take that to the grave because I ain't fucking saying anything I'm thinking. And I'm just a bit old school with that, and I gotta tone it down, but he's not. He doesn't need to tone shit down. So, but he laughs. That humor is a way of healing from that. You know, you become so empowered by yourself that it doesn't matter what people think. And King Belial is just so beautiful in that essence. He if he can do that, then I can do it, you know, because I've been just gaslit my whole life. I've lied. Absolutely, I've lied out of my ass when I'm afraid of getting hurt or somebody hitting me or, you know, getting in trouble for dumb shit I've done, shame and stuff for sure. But for fucking most of it, I've been completely honest about people's bullshit, people's mistreatment, you know, reality. People mistreating other people that don't have a voice and they need help, like I have, and I've been just fucking completely blamed. Hold your peace. Hold your power. Because he's taught me that he's not loose with his tongue, and he's not loose with his power, and I am. I've always struggled with that, and a lot of you have too, I know. And I can feel that. And he is so solid with himself because he's had the worst happen to him. I've seen these visions. I've seen them, you know, with the flood and wars that went on, ancient wars and stuff. I've seen them eat flesh out of psychosis. I've seen they've lost everything, and our generations are cursed, according to biblical text and some things in the Dead Sea Scrolls. There's belief to that. It's been revised, and a lot of it's fucking bullshit too. And I'm not an expert, I'm not fluent yet on Abrahamic structures, but I have a lot of experience with the Bible, and I have been revisiting this stuff and diagnosing and dissecting the fallen angels that are involved in this text, and then learning where they came from before that. So correct me if you're proficient, please. But when it comes to, there's evidence of flood, there's evidence of Nephilim, there's evidence of fucking all of this sort of shit. So I'm not saying that the Abrahamic structures are completely false. Their God is false. Their God was supposed to govern Israel, and he's a war god, and fucking look around, like, hello. But that's not the God source. Fallen angels have the spectrum of evil because they have been pushed to their fucking limits, when a lot of them seem to have decent intent. They wanted love, they wanted experience, they wanted to this is coding. Belial's taught me that we are here to gather data. Like, what popcorn smells like because you know what it smells like. You know what chocolate tastes like. You know what leather couch feels like. Whatever. And that gets taken away from you, and you lose everything that you loved. You become fucking nuts. And them looking demonic, scary, is the physical explanation of how they felt and what they've had to go through. A lot of people will say that, when people are demon possessed, or if they see demons, their eyes are so dead and cold. Belial's, I see him. His eyes are so deep that you can't get to the bottom of his soul. They're not empty. It's just that much depth and pain. It's that much fucking experience. It's that much being chastised. And he doesn't feel sorry for himself. There are aspects of these entities that have self-wallowing and pity, because they are intelligent, they are loving, they are neutral, they are fair and honest. I've experienced this for a few years, and all I will get from Christians is going, well, you just wait in the long haul, something's going to happen. Bitch, you too. We're all going to die. We're all going to grieve. We're all going to, lose people. We're all going to lose something. We have pets. We have spouses. We have parents. We have this and that. Things happen in life. Demons have taught me to understand your protections, understand you're in control of your destiny to an extent. You can't control all the obstacles, but you can become empowered by that pain if you give yourself time to grieve and give yourself a fucking cutoff time to grow. And when it creeps in, use it as fuel to keep going. So that's the hard part, and you don't need to isolate, because it's dumb. Community is really important. But there are seasons in our life where we have to decompress and reevaluate and go, fuck, man, I can't handle everybody's bullshit. I don't want to be there answering everybody's phone call because somebody died, and then they go away as soon as they get their shit off their chest. You just become fucking angry, and you become sniveling for it, and you become like, what the fuck? So fuck them. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Don't chase anybody. But in the meantime, be okay with the way that people treat you in terms of what they say about you when you are not in their presence. And you do the work for yourself, because they are no longer your enemies until they're at your fucking level of expansion. Because their words won't matter anymore. It's just like, I have small kids, and I have a 4-year-old, and if she drops her ice cream cone, she's going to be flipping her fucking shit. To me, that's not a big problem. If I were to lower myself at her level and get mad at her for that, then I'm acting like a fucking child. But if I can help teach her and say, I know what it's like, because they're cute, and sometimes they throw a fit and you've had a decent day. You got to teach them. Sometimes you'll get a new ice cream and we can fix it, but it's not guaranteed. We can try to find something else, or it'll be okay. And the more you do that little by little for those small things, the easier the big things are to manage. Because some of you just got nothing but big shit. I feel like some of us are cursed. And I say that in a way that's kind of liberating, because the demons teach you how to transmutate that shit into your own personal power. I don't give a fuck about money. I don't give 2 fucks about fame. If anything, I wish I can do this without getting attention. I don't give a shit about a lot of shit anymore. And that can be scary. That can be a scary road for people without discipline or learning discipline like I am, because then you become God complex. That's the dark side of God. That's the dark side of demons. So I don't have an easy solution, and I'm not going to do a step-by-step guide. I'm just going to be showing my work and my art and talking about these experiences that I'm researching. Whatever resonates with you, let it resonate. And if it doesn't, that's fine. Your experience with spirits is none of my business. It doesn't have to be like mine. But I also think that there are a lot of people who are romanticizing this, and they'll learn lessons. We all do. You know, there are a lot of people who romanticize demons, and they're just like their buddies to chat with and do all their bidding. And listen, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I am very blessed. Belial, for some reason, takes extremely good care of me. He cleared $20,000 of my debt without me asking. Like, literally, because I had to pay $30,000 in visa fees here for me and my kids. It's very fucked up here. We didn't know that it was going to be that crazy. And I was drowning. I'm like, I can't work legally here. I don't know what to do. And I was crying to him like a fucking maybe a couple days before. He has you let it out instead of holding it in. I got a phone call. And they said, you know what? You guys have been paying on time for this and that, and it looks like you've been kind of struggling lately. We can clear this amount if you can pay the rest. You know, the debt collectors do that anyways. I know how it all works. They took all of it. $20,000. And I was just like, I wanted to collapse on my knees. Getting this place. I have been homesteading in a townhouse for 2.5 years. And with the economy skyrocketing here in Australia, we have the worst food fucking corruption in the grocery stores globally. I don't even know what to do anymore. And we lost our house, and you guys already know all that. I manifested when there were 0 houses available in all of Queensland, Australia, which also has one of the highest housing crises globally right now. 1/4 acre, no fucking noise, no noisy neighbors, a fucking office that's detached from my house, that's big. This office is really nice. This is my office. It's everybody's office, but it's mom's office, and I got all my witchcraft and all of my, poisonous things that are out of reach, and all my books and herbs and a bunch of bullshit. I've got a big ass garage that I can work out in. I have a friend that she watches these videos too, but we only see each other seldom because of life, and we bond over plants, and I make her treats and she gives me plants. And I am able to make businesses because I'm propagating plants, and I'm starting that with my kids so they can get some business experience. I got 2 young adults that can't study legally here or do anything, so we're fucking grinding and training. They're animators. They're doing free classes online, and they voice act. They've been doing it for years. That's all we can do. I don't got any other option. I have no other option. And I fall down, and Belial fucking picks me up. He's like, if you stop holding on to this fucking anxiety, holding on to that energy, I can't help you. You need to let it go and stop worrying about the how. And I did, because I was scared. I'm like, how am I going to be homeless with 4 kids, 1 income right now? Tips slowed down. Don't worry, I get it, because people used to send me tips on TikTok, and I was making good side cash, and now it's very... I understand, guys. I don't e-beg. I have like my tip jar and shit, but I don't e-beg. I don't fucking do any promotions. I get offers for that, like doing jewelry promotions. I won't do it because I'm exhausted seeing it myself outside of small businesses who are doing that because they're small businesses. I can't do it. It's not right now. When I'm not in a mentality of desperation, Belial fucking like insanely manifests for me. He helps me in ways, and I can't say that'll be for you. That might be the way it is with Asmodeus for you. That might be the way it is with, Lady Lilith with you. It's not that, for me, it's just King Belial for some reason. He makes it fucking happen. And it's insane. I did a road opener with him after waiting 7 years, no answer for my visa. I got deported, all this. I was pregnant at the time. It was a mess, you guys. I was fucking just wanted to die. I did a road opener, and a couple months later, like not even 2 months later, here's your appointment. And I'm like, fuck. And now it's pending still because they're trying to finalize some last minute shit. My case was very complicated and COVID fucked it over. And I was stressing. Because you don't know, I might have to leave the country. I could literally get an email today saying I got to leave in 28 days or I go to a detention center. Fine. I will know that whatever the answer is, it's going to be better for me. Because that is all I have experienced for the past fucking little bit less than 5 years with Belial in terms of intense working. 3 years with a lot of the other ones. A little over 5 years with Lucifer and Lilith. But he takes really good care of me. To the point where my home address, numerology, and the name of the address, which I'm not doxing myself, everything, even the trees on my property are in alliance with abundance and love. Like every single, my daughter is very into the stars and she's very great at astrology, magic, and planetary magic, way compared to me. I learned a lot from her. But even she pointed that out. Everything with the coordinates, everything. Everything. And I don't look for signs. I don't believe in looking for signs. I don't believe in needing to do that because demons are very straightforward. When they want to show you something, they're going to show you and you're going to be fucking dumbfounded. I have experiences, I'm used to them now, but I'm also not. They're so orchestrated in the most beautiful fucking like ridiculous manner that I'm studying new elements for a career path so I can try to bring that to life one day because it just feels so right to do. And I feel so loved by King Belial and I feel so mentored for the first time in my life. I've never had like people help me or protect me. I've just been around men that are broken, busy, or locked up, or cowardly. Because the system's broken. Our men are very in pain. I don't want to be an asshole about that. Our men are suffering and our women are overcompensating and we're angry because of it. And I don't believe in the nuclear family, but I do believe in the feminine and the masculine divine aspects. Whatever you are, I don't care about any of that shit. People get mad at me because I'm like a traditional housewife and I'm a fucking symptom of the patriarchy. No, bitch. I have a husband who likes to provide and I also create. He is the hunter and I'm the gatherer and I create a home and I create abundance and I plant and I birth babies and I'm fucking taken care of and we love each other and we hate each other at times. That's it. I make my choices with my body for my own reasons. I don't give a fuck what anybody else does. It's not my place to judge. I don't care. I don't have an opinion. I have a psychoanalysis why I wouldn't, but that's based on my fucking psychology and my life and nature and nurture. And there's a freedom with that. So when people are tyrannical with their lifestyles and they try to impose that on you and try to tell you you're not liberal enough or you're not conservative enough, I tell them they're not fucking quiet enough. Because this is my life. And your life is yours. So I want people to feel at least empowered. I want people, at least if you're going down your path, to feel, and it's not my place to validate, but maybe comforted, because it's really hard for a lot of us. And the practitioners that I enjoy watching content with, or of, quietly, sometimes I comment. I don't want to come across as like trying to self-promote, because that shit's super fucking annoying. But I'm also the type of person, when I find like my type of people, I get too excited and I want to just like spoil you to death and be your best friend, and it's kind of like a problem. But I see pain and I hear their stories and your stories too. A lot of you guys message me and you tell me your life, and I listen, and I might not be able to respond to everybody. It's not like that, I'm not like getting thousands of messages, but I get emails, DMs, and comments on all platforms. TikTok, I was in jail for a while, so now I can get DMs again, but mostly TikTok's just fucking weird people, like weird fucking people, or boomers that are trying to ask me for feet pics or to pay me to yell at them. Listen, I am personally not a sex worker, and that's a whole other conversation with pros and cons and everything in between. You know, you be safe here. You don't let anybody take your power or make you feel bad. However, I I feel like I didn't know that there was a market for women if you're to tell guys off and they like it. And I'm like, how stupid of me being a cook for fucking $9 an hour. I could have been doing that. I could do that all day, but I feel bad, so it's not for me. But yeah, I've had people make propositions to like, can you tell me off and I'll send you $100, and I just don't feel right about it. It has to happen because it has to happen naturally. So it's just not my calling, but that's all I'll get. And on Instagram, I get like the most amazing, beautiful people sending me your messages and your stories and your life, and it hurts. I cry. I do. I hear the pain. I hear I'm not going to repeat anything or anybody's stories either. But it makes me feel that, I feel it, and it was getting overwhelming for me for a while, and I had to back off. I had to really set boundaries, and I had to find balance, and Belial's been teaching me a lot that, because I will try to pour my heart out to people and save them and give them all the advice and check up on them, and I don't need to be doing that. I'm doing that for me. I care about like humanity, but I'm doing that because I feel like I need to be needed. And he has taught me that I'm needed by nurturing myself, so then my kids can have me at my best. And then whatever I'm doing on these platforms, may it be genuine. That's it. And I'm going to fuck up at times. And I'm going to piss people off at times when I'm not trying to. That's not on me. That's on you. If you get easily offended because somebody disagrees with you, you need to go look in the fucking mirror and figure out why. That's the best advice I can give and conclude for this episode, this informal hangout episode. Because I just don't want to make announcements going, hey guys, I'm going to do recipes. I have had every obstacle you can imagine, to the point of exhaustion and just being completely mentally and physically and spiritually, emotionally done. And I thank you for your time and your energy. The demons have been so present. I don't have answers for you. All I can say is, unfortunately, it's a journey and it's a lot of work. I have had to work very hard with so many fucking failures. And I'm grateful for that, because when I moved to this country almost 8 years ago, I was told I can't work here. And I loved what I did. And I maintained my fucking skills. And I am better than I was. If I had to go work in a kitchen, I'm fine. I literally know that, because I decided to be unconventional. I decided to allow myself to fucking goof off and allow myself to be eaten up alive over it, because you're not doing the things you're going to do. You get that guilt, and that comes from your spirit in terms of things you want to do, in terms of things like you want to be a singer, and you're like, you want to be a singer, or do you want attention? Those are the things they dissect in you, and they see your potential, and they will tell you, look, you can do those things, but you're gonna have to fucking get to work. Like, my hands are fucked. Like, I even got bruises on these hands. I got calluses from guitar. I get calluses from my knife skills, because I got my kids fucking doing this shit too. Since we got gardens, like, we're gonna be prep cooking like I did. You get calluses right here. I get arthritic symptoms from all of the hard work I do. I get bruises from striking. I get I used to have calluses on my knuckles from triggers and stuff like that. You get like big inflamed things. It's what is needed. My hands go through a fucking beating. And as a result, I take good care of them. I take good care of myself, because I want to do these things, and I do them slowly, and I'm so bad at them. I don't need to be a god. And if I were to expand to that case, I just don't give a fuck. I know that there's a lot after this life, and this life is just a checkpoint. It's a beautiful experience, but there's more to it, I believe, afterwards, because I've had so many interesting experiences, and I'm trying to conclude. I just have so much that I've been wanting to get out. So if you make it this far, like, that's awesome. But I've had so many fucking amazing experiences astrally, with dream work, in my own bedroom, sober, not on edibles, like just not anything in my system, that it sometimes makes life mundane. And you compensate with that by making it your training ground. And you will get rewarded with that comfort. You will get rewarded with that peace. But it takes work. If you want to start a crocheting business, oh, but I want to, but it's like, then learn how to crochet fucking scarves for the next year until you get good at it, and then you can sell it, or you can sell your templates, and you can make money. And King Belial and Mammon are great to work with that stuff. And like I said, I've received blessings, and I get little luck on, sometimes I'll play the lotto and I'll win $50 or something, you know, or I'll get something free, or there'll be really good discounts at the store, or like find money, like, you know, just things. But I'm not looking for it. I'm not attached to it. I just know that I'm blessed. And I know when I'm not receiving those blessings that there's reasons for it. There's growth that's needed. There's discomfort that's needed. I am in a fucking economic war right now, because as soon as I level up, the utilities go up and the food prices go up and fuel and all that shit. And I was really breaking down. I was getting angry at the demons. And they didn't take offense, and I'm not saying... And I was catching myself. I glimpsed, and I'm like, fuck, I'm going to blame Belial for this? Like, he's already been blamed enough. And he's like, just like, yeah, bitch, thanks, you know? And you do, because you're like, I'm doing all the work. Why aren't I getting the results? And it's like, you got to let go. You got to just enjoy your day. Do something nice. And when you don't feel like it, give yourself space. Give yourself a breather, because depression is hard. I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to go outside because it's like almost 80 degrees in the middle of winter right now. And it's fucking nice. So we're going to go run around and have some fun. So you guys have a great day, and wherever you are. And drop me a message on Instagram. I'll try to get back to you. And I'll see you guys super duper soon.